Good day. The topic we are treating today is still on word problem, but here we are going to talk about problem involving equations. Numerical statements in which you are going to change to numerical expression and is going to form an equation by Okola Monsurat Olajumoke. The objective of this lesson, the objectives are to interpret statements into equation, that is, you interpret numerical statement to numerical expression that is an equation, and then you solve the equations. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to interpret statements into equations and then solve the equations. So now we move to the main topic, problems involving equation. What problem can be written in mathematical forms, simplified and then solved? That is, if you are given what problem, you can translate or interpret them into equations and then you simplify and solve those equations. Now we will solve some examples on what problem that can lead to equations and then we solve the equations they lead to. So the first example said a certain number which we don't know is added to 7 and then divided by 12. The result is 4. We should find that number that is added to 7 and divided by 4 to give and divided by 12 to give 4. So that's the first question. The second question says in Timmy's class there are 3 times as many students who wear glasses as those who do not. That is, those who wear glasses are 3 times more than those who do not. There are 28 students in the class. How many students does not wear glasses? Also, 2 times a number is subtracted from 25. That is, a particular number, when you multiply it by 2, you subtract it from 25. You have the results as when you add 5 to 6 times that number. You have to find that particular number. And this is the fourth question, talking about the number of CDs Abu and Shola has, and that they have a particular CD case that holds F numbers of CDs. Abu has 2 full cases of CDs and 18 loose CDs, and Shola has 3 full cases of CDs and 6 loose CDs. We have to write the equation. We have to translate this particular question into an equation and then find that the number of CDs they each have. So now we'll move to the solution of the question. The first question says that a certain number is added to 7. After the addition, the whole thing is divided by 12 and the result is 4. That is, everything is equals to 4. We are asked to find the number, that particular number. So let's assume that that number is variable x. We just want to denote the number with x. You can denote it with any variable you so wish, but here I choose to denote it with x. Let the number be x. The question says the number is added to 7. It's going to be what? Added means addition, which is plus x plus 7. That after adding 7 to the number, we then divide it by 12. That is x plus 7 over 12. And from the question, they said after we add 7 to that number and we divide the result of adding 7 to the number by 12, the result is going to be 4. From the question, the result obtained by adding 7 to a number, that is x here, and then dividing by 12 is 4. So we write down the expression. It implies that x plus 7 divided by 12 is 4. So now we have interpreted the question. The next thing for us to do now is to find the value of x. And after obtaining the value of x, we test. We bring the value of x back to this particular statement and then test if we are going to have the result as what? 4. So for you to get the value of x, we cross multiply. Cross multiply means the denominator here will multiply the numerator here, and the numerator here will multiply the denominator here. Writing 4 alone is something as saying 4 over 1. So we have x plus 7 multiplied by 1, which is the denominator of 4, is going to give x plus 7 back. 12, which will be equals to 12, which is the denominator here, multiplied by 4, which is the numerator here. And that is what we have here. X plus 7 equals what is 12 multiplied by 4, 48. I already told you how to eliminate numbers. Here we are looking for the value of x alone, not x plus 7. So for us to eradicate this plus 7, we introduce minus 7. And as I've said in the previous videos, whatever you do to the left hand side, you also do it to the right hand side. So that is what brings about subtract 7 from both sides. So here we have x plus 7 minus 7 equals to what? The other side, 48 minus 7. Plus 7 minus 7 will give 0. 48 minus 7 will give 41. Therefore, the number whose addition to 7 and dividing the result by 12 gives 4 is 41. So let's check if this answer is correct. Assuming x is 41 here, 41 plus 7 will give 48. 48 divided by 12 will give 4. So you can see that the answer to that question is correct. And so that's how to interpret numerical statements into equations, and then you solve. Now let's move to the next question, question 2. In that question, we are told that in a particular class, the number of people who wear glasses, we are told that the number of students that does not wear glasses is 3 times the number of students that wear glasses. So here, instead of you writing a lengthy statement, number of students that does not wear glasses, number of students that wear glasses, you can just represent them with a variable. So that's why we start with let G be the number of students that wears glasses. Instead of you writing the lengthy statement, number of students that wear glasses, you just write G, and N be the number of students that does not wear glasses. So from the question, we are told that the number of students that does not wear glasses, which is N, is equal to what? 3 times the number of students that wear glasses. It means the number of students that does not wear glasses, N, equals to 3 multiplied by the number of students that wear glasses, which is what? G. So we have the expression N equals what? 3G. Number of students that does not wear glasses is, it means equals to, is 3 times, that is 3 multiplied by the number of students that wear glasses, which is represented by what? G. And the number of students that does not wear glasses is represented by what? N. So we have the expression N equals 3G. That's, you keep that aside. Also, we all know that the total number of students, to get the total number of students in that class, if you look at it, we are going to add the number of students that wear glasses plus number of students that does not wear glasses. That's what's going to give us the total number of students in that particular class. And if we should write this down numerically, we have G, which is the number of students that wears glasses, plus N, number of students that does not wear glasses, equals to what? Total number of students in the class. And also from the question, we were told that the total number of students in the class, was given a value, which is 28. So we already know the total number of students in the class to be 28, but we don't know the number of students that wear glasses and the number of students that doesn't wear glasses. So now we write the expression, we change the expression. We already know total number of students in the class to be 28 equals to what? The number of students that wears glasses added to the number of students that does not wear glasses. And we have been told already that the number of students that does not wear glasses is 3 times the number of students that wears glasses. So here we know N equals 3G. So instead of writing N, we can substitute it with 3G. So we bring that here. We have 28 equals to G plus, instead of writing N, we can write 3G plus 3G. So this is now the same. We can add 3G to G. And you know that 3G plus G will give 4G. It's just the same thing as saying 3 plus 1, because here we have 1G and they have the same variable at the back, so we can add them together. So we have 28 equals to 4G. We are looking for ordinary G, not 4G. So we divide by the coefficient of G, which is 4. That's why I said divide both sides by 4. So we divide this side by 4, we are left with G, and if we divide 28 by 4, we have 7. And what is G representing? G is representing the total number of students that wears glasses. Therefore, the number of students that wears glasses is what? 7. Now we have the value for the number of students that wears glasses. We now want to obtain the value for the number of students that does not wear glasses. We can do that in two ways. Is either we substitute the value of G here and then subtract 7 from both sides to have our result, or we substitute the value of G here. So we choose, n equals 3G. So we can substitute the value of G here and then we get the value of n. Or we substitute the value of G here, subtract 7 from both sides to get the value of n. But in this particular solution, we choose to substitute the value of G here. So we say since n equals 3G and we already have the value of G, 3G is same thing as saying 3 multiplied by G. So n equals to what? 3 multiplied by 7, which is the value of G. And what is 3 multiplied by 7? 21. Therefore, the number of students that does not wear glasses, which is n, is what? 21. And that solves the question. And if you want to check if your answer is correct, you know that G, that is number of students that wear glasses, plus number of students that does not wear glasses, will give you the total number of students in the class. So what is G? G is 7. 7 added to 21 is 28, which is the same thing as the value given for the total number of students in the class. And that solves the question. So now we move to the third question. The third question says 2 times a number subtracted from 25 is the same thing as adding 5 to 6 times that number. 2 times a number means 2 multiplied by that particular number. N times, that is a number, means n multiplied by that particular number. 3 times a number means 3 multiplied by that particular number. So the first thing you do if you see that kind of a question is you represent the number with a variable. Here I choose to represent the number with the variable p. And the question says 2 times a number. So you interpret the statements one after the other so that it won't be clumsy. So 2 times the number is what? 2 multiplied by p, which is 2p. But the question says 2 times the number is subtracted from 25. When it says something is subtracted from 25, that particular thing will be at the right hand side of your minus sign, and the number in which it is subtracted from will be at the left side of your minus sign. So if that 2 times the number is subtracted from 25, is going to be the statement 25 minus 2p. 2 times the number subtracted from 25. Assuming they say that 25 is subtracted from 2 times the number, we have 2p minus 25. But they said 2 times the number is subtracted from 25. So we have the statement 25 minus 2p. That's, we've solved one part. So the second part says it is equal to adding 5 to 6 times that number. 6 times the number is what? 6 multiplied by p. We are still talking about the same number. It is not another number. And that will give 6p. And 5 added to 6 times the number is 5 plus 6p. I hope that is correct. That is clear. So from the question, we are told that 2 times the number subtracted from 25 is the same as what? Adding 5 to 6 times the number. This is it. 25 minus 2p, which is 2 times the number subtracted from 25, is the same as what? Adding 5 to 6 times the number. So now we already have the equation. We have interpreted the numerical statement into an equation. So now the next thing for us to do is to solve for the value of p. So now the first thing we do is what? We collect like terms. We can see that this is a number, this is a number, this is a mixture of number and variable, this is also a mixture of number and variable. So we bring this number to this other side and bring this mixture of number and variable to this other side. So whenever this one comes to this side, it changes from its positive sign to a negative sign. That's why we have 25 minus 5 equals to, whenever this one cross over the equals to sign, it changes from its negative sign to a positive sign. And that's why we have 6p plus 2p. So what is 25 minus 5? 20. 6p plus 2p is like saying 6 plus 2, which is what? 8p. 6p plus 2p will give 8p. 25 minus 5 will give 20. So we are left with 20 equals to 8p. But we are looking for the value of p, not 8p. So we divide both sides by the coefficient of p, which is 8. So when we divide this side by 8, we are left with p, and when we divide 20 by 8, we are left with 2.5, or we change it to decimal, 2.5. So if you should take this value and put it in this equation, 25 minus 2 multiplied by 2.5. What is 2 multiplied by 2.5? That is 5. 25 minus 5 will give what? 20. So let's check if this will also give 20. 5 plus 6 multiplied by 2.5. 6 multiplied by 2.5 is 15, and 15 plus 5 is 20. So we can see that our answer is correct. So that is the solution for the third question. Now we move to the fourth question. The first question says Abu and Shola has the same number of CDs. That is, the number of CD Abu has is equal to the number of CD Shola has. They may have it in a different way, but when you count them one after the other, it's equal. So that is your first equation. That is the first information given to you, which may be useful later. So you keep it aside. Abu's CDs equals Shola's CDs. So we're told that they store their CDs in a case that hold F numbers of CDs. We don't know the value of F, but we know that that case stores F numbers of CD. If you should put a particular number of CD in that case, is going to be full, but we don't know the number of CDs you will put in that particular case. But we're told that it holds F numbers of CDs. That is also something to note, which is your second equation. So from the question, we are told that Abu has 2 full cases. If you should have 2 full cases, you have F numbers of CDs twice, which is 2 multiplied by F, which is 2F, and 18 loose CDs, 18 CDs that it did not put in any case. So that is why we have 2 full cases will be 2 multiplied by the number of CD a case can contain, which is F, as we were told in the question. 2 full cases, that's 2 multiplied by the number of CDs a case can hold, which is 2 multiplied by F, since we are told that a case can hold F numbers of CDs. So since Abu has 2 full cases, we are going to multiply by 2 we are going to multiply 2 by the number of CDs a case can hold, which is F, plus the loose CDs he have, that is the CDs he did not put in any case, which is 18. That is the expression for Abu's CDs. So we tag that as the third. So now we are also going to write the equation for Shola's CD. Shola's CD has 3 full cases. That's going to be 3 multiplied by the number of CDs a case can hold, which is 3F, and 6 loose CDs, which is plus 6, and that is the fourth equation. So we already have the expression for Abu's CD and Shola's CD. But if you should go to equation 1, we were told that Abu's CD, the number of CD Abu has, equals the number of CD Shola has. It implies that this 2F, which is the CD Abu has, 2F plus 18, equals to 3F plus 6, which is the number of CD Shola possesses. So now we can see that we already have an equation here. We were able to translate the numerical statement into an equation. Now the next thing is for us to solve for F, which is the number of CD a particular case can hold. So now, like the previous question, we collect like times. We bring this is number, a number and variable, we bring this to the other side and we bring this to come and join its colleague. So now if we should take plus 6 to the other side, if we should take it across the equals to sign, it becomes a negative 6. And if we should take plus 2f across the equals to sign, it becomes minus 2f. So we have 18 minus 6 equals 3f minus 2f, and 3f minus 2f, the same thing as saying 3 minus 2, which is 1f, and 1f is the same thing as writing ordinary f. 18 minus 6 is 12, so f is 12. It means that a particular case holds 12 CDs. So now let's check if our answer is correct. We are going to check if our answer is correct by what? Inputting the value of f and see if Abu's CD will be equal to Shola's CD. So if f is 12, we have 2 multiplied by 12, 24. 24 plus 18 will give what? 24 plus 18 will give 42. So Abu's CD is 42. Let's check if Shola's CD will also be equal to 42. 3 multiplied by 12 is 36, and 36 plus 6 is 42. Therefore, our answer is correct. That case, a particular case holds 12 numbers of CDs. So that solves the question. And also, these are exercises for you to solve to really test if you understood what you have been taught. So next video will be on a new topic, which is proportions, with sample questions and solutions. Thank you.